Hey, Kelly, I know you know about Evel Knievel, but do you know about Awful Knievel?
Wait, Alex, who is Awful Knievel?
Well, I learned it on a podcast, and you're going to have to find out. You're going to have to listen to a 38-minute podcast to figure out who Awful Knievel is.
Well, he sounds like a wonderful guy. I'd really like to know more about him.
He doesn't sound wonderful at all. There's nothing wonderful about Awful Knievel, but Evel Knievel was a genuine American hero.
I've heard that, but I don't know much about him. I mean, there's certain people in this world that I've heard of, but I've never really deep dive in. How could I learn more?
Dirt Nap City.
Dirt Nap City. What is that?
Same place I learned where somebody fell off the Mayflower.
Really? Somebody fell off like on the way to America?
Somebody not only fell off the Mayflower, but if they hadn't been rescued, I might not be here.
Wow. This is really blowing my mind.
It's hard to give spoiler alerts for somebody who already knows this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it sounds familiar. Are there any other little tidbits I should know?
Did you know that Colonel Sanders was in a gun duel?
Oh, now that's coming back to me. Yeah, he shot a dude in the shoulder,
Yeah,
right?
he said, I'm going to blow your goddamn head off.
Well, was it over chicken?
It wasn't over chicken or gravy. It was over a billboard.
Okay.
But I feel like you should know this already. I've told you this before.
Yeah, I do remember now. I think that you and I host a podcast called Dirt Nap City. It's on every 2 weeks. And what's it about?
It's a podcast about interesting dead people.
Oh,
And
yes.
It comes out every other week.
Yes.
Wherever you can get your podcast.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, is I can't afford a podcast right now. It's tight times.
Oh, podcasts are free.
Really?
Well, you have to buy the computer first, or phone, or iPad, or Microsoft Surface, or any of those.
But you can just download it and play it.
Download once and play it as many times as you want.
Now, let's say that I was taking a long road trip. Would this be a good thing?
Perfect. It will give you useless information and maybe even some useful information. It's a complete waste of time. But before you know it, you're at your destination and you've learned about 4 or 5 interesting dead people.
Well, I'm excited to try it. Dirt Nap City. I think everyone should just go right now to Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever they get their podcast and search for Dirt Nap City.
And we don't dwell on the death part. If that's your concern, I don't want to listen to a show about death. It's really got nothing to do with death. It's just the people that we talk about are no longer here to make more memories.
Yeah, they actually currently live in Dirt Nap City.
In some ways, we're kind of the last word on their life.
So join us on Dirt Nap City every 2 weeks. Download from your favorite podcast provider, and I promise to be more with it next time.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Alex.